Good morning, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Yes, my page is going to be monetized, so I might as well put it to good use. finally, finally, man, I have met the threshold of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watched video to get my page monetized. I still got a couple more steps um, to certify, and once that's done, hey man, I'll be on here quite frequent because I'll be making money. It's a different feeling than trying to get there. When you trying to get to that threshold, it's a grind. But once you get there, now you can kind of like just let it flow, and that's what I'm gonna do. But there's a lot of stuff. Oh man, let me tell y'all something. You know, um, you got to be careful how you treat people. Okay, and I watched that game last night between Houston and Florida. And when they won against who was that they playing? Duke, I think. When Houston won against Duke, they wouldn't let Hakeem Olajuwon on the court, and security wouldn't let him on the court, and the guy even came up and vouched for Olajuwon. And the dude still with all that people talking about, well, he could have lost his job. Man, that dude missed it. His life is gonna be miserable for the rest of his life. It's gonna be miserable because even if he had to let Elijah One on the court and lost his job, man, that dude would have been set. He would have been set. You think Elijah One and his following wouldn't have looked out for him? Because he did right thing, but no. And notice the school didn't even put out a statement about that. So Houston, you got just what that's what jinx. No man, that's you ain't gonna do as much as that dude done did for the University of Houston. And you mean to tell me you won't even let him on the court? And you ain't put out no statement. You ain't say, oh, that was wrong. That was a mistake. It should have never happened. You ain't say nothing. And you got what you deserve. I'm glad y'all lost. I'm glad you lost. Okay? That's just my take on it. But that dude, his life is going to be miserable, man. It's going to be, he think that shit's cute. Because some people take the job too serious. And if it had been anybody else, other than a black man, they would have got on that court. It's just that simple. Now, and let me tell y'all something, man. America, as we know it, or as we knew it, will never be the same after Trump. The America that we knew will never be the same after Trump. I mean, it's just that simple. Um, oh boy, I got a clown up in here. I don't drink milk at all. So I don't know. I don't drink milk at all, man. So you're asking the wrong person. You're definitely asking the wrong person. Um, but let me see who you are, though. Let me see who you are. See if I need to get your butt up out of here. Okay, you say, I thought you was one of them, one of my trolls, boy, because I got some serious trolls, man. I got a troll that will go through all my videos from almost 20 years ago and comment on them. And like this person right here, okay? Yeah, just open up that. See ya. See ya. Bye. Yeah. See you later. But they do have a lot of time, man. But that's one of the reasons I was able to get those 4,000 hours, because this clown would sit back and go through all my videos. But let me get back to America. See, all of this racial division and this animosity and this disdain that we are now working on is it's only gonna hurt us. Ain't gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the middle and working class people. Ain't gonna hurt the rich, because the rich got their money. But if they can keep the regular people fighting each other, then we ain't paying attention to what they doing. You know, the laws that are being passed for them, because we too busy fighting each other. And that's by design. You know, I could see if your anger, your resentment, and your animosity was giving you a better price at the grocery store, the gas pump, or in the pharmacy, but it's not. You ain't getting no better price. You paying the same prices that the people that you hating, that you can't get along with. You paying the same prices as them. But yet you got the nerve to look down on folk. And you paying the same high-ass prices. To make it make sense. And maybe if you stop the foolishness, man, and start talking to each other, then we could bring some of these prices down. Okay? Nobody's perfect, y'all. Let me say that again. I don't care who you are, how rich or how poor or what you got going on in your life, everybody got some isms in their closet. Okay? Everybody got some isms in their closet, whether they want to admit to it or not. So ain't nobody perfect. And we running around and see, we'll condemn I can't speak on this situation with this black kid at the track meet stabbing this boy in the eye, because the facts of the case ain't came out yet. But yet you got everybody coming to a consensus and a conclusion, and they don't even know the facts of the case yet. You know, they condemn. They'll take one or two people say, put up one or two black folk talking about he deserved what he got, and then condemn. Well, look, black people are no. I'm black. I don't even know the facts. I don't have an opinion because I ain't got the facts. Give me the facts of the case, then I can sit down and intelligently give you what I think. But see, you got so many people out here now that only want to put up videos and put out stuff for clicks. What they call that? It's a word for it. I think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. You know, but that's all it is, for clicks. You know, they wanna incite something, and it might not even be true. But they're just doing it for the attention of it. Because see, one thing, social media, if you haven't learned this, you should, is, man, you can tell a lie on social media and it'll go around the world before the truth get out of bed. That's how powerful this social media thing is. You can tell a lie on social media, man, and people will take that and run with it. And and it's a lie. But it'll generate, it's like you look at, and give you a classic example. Look at all of these people now that have jumped on the Trump train. Okay, probably not even a registered voter. But they got sense enough to know if they get on this train, it's gonna give them the attention that they normally would not get. It'll give them the engagement that they normally, and might even get them some money if they get out and start saying things, pro-Trump, because you got so many people. And it's one thing about his supporters, man. If they like what you're saying, they would definitely support you financially. Let me say that again. That's one thing you got to give Trump supporters credit for, man. If they like what a person is saying, they will support them financially. All right? They will give them some money. And you got some people out here smart enough to see that, oh, if I start saying this, whether I mean it or not, look at the money that I can make that normally I wouldn't even get the time of day. And that's what you got a lot of folk out here doing, saying and doing things because they see the financial benefit in doing this. But if you go back and peel the onion back and look at their environment, Stocks Family Farm say we also cancel on our side too, especially. No, that's not true. Name one person that's been canceled. If that's true, name one person that's been canceled that everybody know of. if what you're saying is true, name one person that's been canceled. Name one person that's been canceled. Name one. Name one. Since you done put it out there, name a person that's been canceled. Name him. That ain't true. Cause it's the drama, it's the revenge, it's to get even. It's the payback. That's what's driving this crowd, man. That's what's driving them. I mean, they want to see some revenge. They want to see some get even, some payback. And that's not, I'm telling you, that's not the way to go. That's just not the way. Because the hole you dig for somebody else is the hole you digging for yourself. And see, you got a lot of people out here digging holes for other people, not realizing the hole that they digging in is going to be the very hole they fall in. That's what, 'cause, man, let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all paying attention to these stars, but boy, it's a lot of movement going up on in the heavens. And it says, as above, so below. See, we're now into the age of Aquarius. That darkness. Hey, Tanya, thank you for joining me. How you doing, girl? See, that it's a lot going on, man. And I'll tell people, and folk don't believe this, but man, this is not the time to get emotionally involved in what you see going on. This is the time for you to take your emotions out of what's going on and paying attention to what's happening. Because the people that are emotionally connected with what's going on are being manipulated. Let me say that again. See, the people that have an emotional investment in what's going on, those are the ones that's being manipulated. See, you know, think about this, y'all. You know, who benefits from a race war in America? Think about that. Who benefits from a race war in America? A race war is just something where a lot of innocent people are gonna get hurt because you don't know who's who. All you looking at is the color of a person's skin. The billionaires are the ones that's gonna benefit because they're the ones that's got the money to implement the program. They got the money for the equipment that's gonna be needed. Okay? They're the ones that's gonna benefit from. Regular folk ain't gonna benefit from no race war. And how you gonna tell who's who? You got black folk and white folk that are married to the opposite race. How you gonna know who's who? How you gonna know? And what about the interracial couple? Are they supposed to now have a race war in their house? Are they supposed to be black against white and white against black? And you got children the same? Well. Stop. So he say the same people who benefit from every war. That ain't the average man. That ain't the everyday American person, worker. That ain't them. They're not the ones that benefit from this war. And we falling into that trap and don't even pay attention to it. You know, I mean, we all paying the same high prices, and we don't want to speak to each other. We scared of each other, but we still making the rich richer. It's just that simply, And if I ask this at the White House all the time, man, name a rags to riches story you know of that everybody's familiar with. How come you can't name a rags to riches story, but the rich is still getting richer? But none of us can come up with a creative idea to break through. But the rich is still getting richer. Isn't something wrong with that? You don't see nothing wrong with that? See, the American dream don't really exist anymore. You can't come out here and be creative and be a rags to riches story. That's the American dream, is to, because the stuff, you try some of this stuff, I tell people, I said something as simple as me playing the national anthems of other countries in front of the White House. People take that for granted. But where else in the world can you do that? That you can sit in front of where the president of that country lives and play music from other countries. And then you hear music from your country and you don't even appreciate it. Really? Really? And this is the kind of stuff that, man, if we don't get a grip, if we don't get good people to stop being afraid of other good people, they used to say, yeah, you can't pull yourself up by your own bootstraps no more. Not in America. You got to cheat to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps in America now. You're gonna cut corners. You can't do that with your God-given creativity, because people ain't gonna accept it. They ain't gonna support it. Ain't no drama in that. You coming out being creative, trying to no, they won't accept that. Okay? They won't accept it, and I don't know why. And I'm still trying to figure out what we're gonna have to do to get back to that. If we can get back to it. Because America, how we knew it, is dead and gone, man. The America that we knew, that we grew up with, didn't go. Didn't go. Man, when in your when have you ever thought that America will be sending people to foreign prisons? I mean, think about that for a minute. When have you ever thought that in America? And see, and here's the thing that a lot of Americans see, they're sitting back watching this happen to other people, not knowing that's setting the precedents for them. See, when Americans start getting sent to some of these foreign prisons and ain't no hope to get you back, then that's too late. That's too late. Can you imagine, man? I mean, think about this, y'all. Think about this for a minute. You caught up in some stuff that ain't even true, and you've been sent to a foreign country, and they telling you that, and it's a mistake, and they know it's a mistake, but we can't bring you back. What are you supposed to do? Still hang on and believe that the system is going to work for you? And you know, and you doom, and you know it's a mistake. And you caught up in it, and you can't even get out. See, that reminds me of the that reminds me of the 1850 Fugitive Slave Act, where black folk, man, can get sold into slavery and didn't have no say. Didn't have no say. And notice one of the laws that they're using. Well, how come they ain't stopped that? How come they ain't stopped that plane from going to El Salvador? If there's a how come they ain't send them to El Salvador? How come they ain't send them to some of these private prisons in America? Them private prisons ain't got nothing to say. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got no control over this. And see, and here again, the hole you dig for somebody else is the hole you might be digging for yourself. And see, you know, ain't no secret that the majority of the prison population is black and brown people. That ain't no secret. Ain't no secret to that. So you building all of these prisons for somebody else, and then maybe you just might be filling them up yourself. See, cause there's gonna be a transfer, man. Whether you want to accept it or not, whether you believe it or not, man, that's going to be a transfer. The Bible say the first shall be last and the last shall be first. That's what the Bible say. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. There's going to be a transfer. The system is going to flip. Now, once that flip happens, where you going to be? What you going to do? How you going to live? And see, and this is what this is why I've been trying to tell people, man, get away from this division. Get away from this animosity. You know, all of this liberals and conservatives and Democrats and Republicans, man, we all the same. We're on the same goddamn boat. We're on the same boat, you know, and we need to realize we're on the same boat, man. We're on the same boat, and the rich got all the lifeboats. And they done tricked us, like you know, we can fight each other and still be safe. We ain't safe, cause the rich, man, they gonna look out for themselves. They gonna take care of themselves before they take care of us. And we don't seem to recognize that. And we say, you know, there are a lot of people think that you ain't in the clique. If you ain't got no money, you ain't in the clique. It's just that simple. You are not in the clique. And you can talk all you want. All right. When I was a kid, see here again. Like I said, the America that we knew don't exist no more. It's gonna boil down. Ain't no middle class, man. You either rich or poor. That's just it. You either gonna be in rich, and you can be making what used to be $500,000, $500,000, and still living paycheck to paycheck. That's how bad it's gonna be. That's how bad it's gonna be. Ain't no such thing as no middle class. You either gonna be rich or your ass is gonna be poor. But here's the difference. See, and you know, like in the last 3 days, well, 2 days. In 2 days, the stock market lost over $6 trillion. That's a lot of money. $6 trillion in 2 days is a lot of money. It's a whole bunch of folk, man. Retirement has been wiped out over this stock market crash. Been wiped out. I mean, wiped out. Okay? Gone. And now they got to look at starting over again. They're going to have to work a little bit longer because they can't afford to retire. And they telling you, you know, well, you just gonna have to bear it. And see, the best thing that you can do right now as a people, man, is try to get your own stream of income. Try to create your own stream of income. It's the only way you're gonna be able to break this cycle, because if you're dependent upon them, your ass is stuck. See, this is where you're going to have to start coming up with your own. You know, you're going to have to be, and seeing some folk going to do it legally, and some folk going to do it illegally. That's a reality. Okay? That's a straight reality. Some folk are going to survive legally because that underground economy does exist. There's an underground economy where people out here doing illegal shit to survive. They don't care about the consequences. They could care less about the consequences. They'll deal with that when they get caught. In the meantime, they out trying to get as much as they can. And see, I knew this guy. I met this guy when I was when I had my limo business. And he was caught up in a lot of the drug trafficking in DC. And he said, man, you know, when they catch you like that, they don't take you. They don't take all your money. They don't take it all. He said, I still got a couple cars. I got some cash that they didn't touch. So the majority of the stuff they took from me, but some of that stuff, man, he said, I still got some money. And see, and we really don't understand how that system works. But all we know is, man, they get caught, but man, a lot of times them cats still got some money to fall back on. Man, in fact, Rayford Edmonds, who was one of the biggest dope dealers in DC, spent over 35 years in prison. And they just released him out last year. Last year, they just released him, and he had a heart attack and died. So they say. So they say he could be living on an island somewhere. I don't know. You see, a lot of this stuff they be trying to tell you, like that dude up in New York that's got that private island, and he probably got some plastic surgery, man, still walking around with people. Okay. You don't know because the government is tricky, man. They'll tell you one thing, boy. They got a whole bunch of shit that's going on that if you ain't paying attention to it, man, you'll get caught up. All right, and like they say, sexy red. The CIA is she's on the CIA payroll. Sexy Red, okay? The rap singer is on the CIA's payroll. They paying her to get out here with that foolishness. They have a lot of this, and this is the travesty. A lot of people just want to blame all of this illicit behavior on black folk and not willing to accept it. Man, there are some cases where this stuff is deliberate. They're doing this on purpose. Because they know as long as they keep the confusion in the community, I mean, isn't it interesting that in the black community, the only way out is either sports, entertainment, or drugs? Them the only three outs in the black community. You either got to be an entertainer, athlete, or drug dealer. Them the only three outs. Them the only three outs. They show you. And that's what everybody try to do, either be an athlete, an entertainer, or a dope dealer. Because that's the only, they don't see nobody coming up with their own creativity, getting out with their own creativity of trying to prosper, trying to create. They don't see that. They ain't gonna let that come through. But if you get out here and do some dumb shit, I got a guy down at the White House. He got 3 songs at top, maybe 4. Cha-Cha Slide, Cupid Shuffle, and a couple of go-go songs that he played. And but as long as he's down there dancing and buffooning, I mean, he be buffooning too. Them kids will drop money in his bucket. Okay? If he's out there clowning and buffooning, man, they'll pay him. He'll get paid. He'll get paid. But to try to educate them, try to uplift them, to encourage them, they ain't interested in that. And see, and that's the problem with this country right now. They ain't interested in being uplifted, being encouraged. They want drama. They want some confusion. They want some entertainment. They want some madness. And if you give them that, man, you get rich overnight. But you done sold your soul. You see, and that's the problem. If you're not willing to sell your soul, you ain't gonna make it in this society right here. See, you can't have no principles. You can't stand on what you believe in, have a moral compass, and people not demonize you. Oh, you think you better than somebody? No, I don't think I'm better. Not at all. Just some things I don't believe in. I just don't believe in it. I don't believe a man should be participating in women's sports. Man, if you're born with a dick, you a man. I don't care what you call yourself. You a man. You can dress up and do whatever you want to. You still a man. And see, and this is how our society is. If you're not willing to accept what they think is right, then they want to demonize you. Oh, well, demonize me, man. Demonize me. I'm not going to support that. I can't go along with that. I don't agree with that. You know, and see, and that's one of the things. Now I can agree with Trump. Trump say there are only two sexes. I agree with that. A lot of this other stuff he's saying and doing, you see, and that's what we're gonna have to learn how to do is the things that we can agree on. Let's start there instead of constantly highlighting our disagreements. What's dividing us? And right now, people are only what do you call it? Magnify what they disagree on, not what they agree on. But see, people are not interested in that. Ain't got no drama. They ain't got that, and that's the unfortunate. I see it every day, man. On X, like you got people that get on talking about Trump is my president and probably ain't even voted, but they know as long as they talking that Trump, they gonna get some attention, might get a little money because they talking about Trump. But yeah, and if you take that away from them, then let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. One girl, man, she's pitiful. She's absolutely, God diggity dog. Oh, I got it. Man, look at this girl right here. Look at them false eyelashes. She's always talking about Trump. Look. No, look at them eyelashes. I mean, you can't come on as yourself. You ain't happy with what God gave you, but you got to enhance it. And see, that's another thing, people. Uh, how you can tell who's full of shit and who ain't by anytime a person got to do all these enhancement to themselves, they don't like how you gonna speak? You ain't like yourself, but yet you got an opinion about everybody else and you don't even like yourself, and I'm supposed to listen to you and you don't even like yourself, and I'm supposed to believe what you're saying. You see that's what I'm talking about. But we don't want to use no common sense because we get too emotional. And I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you, take your emotions out of this madness. Because if you don't, you're gonna go crazy, man. You're gonna be fighting, just swinging at the air. Because every time they want to manipulate your emotions, that's why they keep piling this stuff on top. Keep some confusion going to keep you distracted. And all of this confusion, this madness, this division, this animosity is to keep you distracted. And too many Americans are being distracted from what's really going on. Okay, they ain't paying attention. And then, oops, I'm sorry, it's too late. Let me say that again. That's okay. Oops, I'm sorry. Anytime you hear that, it's too late. Whatever damage that's been done, it's done. Okay? It's done. It's over. Anytime you hear, oops, I'm sorry, man, it's too late. Damage done. And you're going to start seeing a lot of people saying, oops, I'm sorry. Damage is done. Man, try to figure out what you're going to do. A lot of madness, this madness is going to create economic opportunities. And you need to be trying to look at what opportunity this is creating that I can take advantage of legitimately. Okay? Because there are a lot of opportunities that are being created. But folks are so emotional, they missing the opportunity because they caught up in their emotions. Get out of your emotions, man. Get out of your emotions. Get out of this madness. Get away from this us and them conservative and them liberals and them Democrats and them Republicans, okay, them white folk and them black folk. Man, we all in the same goddamn boat. We all in the same boat. We all in the same boat. Okay? You know, it's just like you hear people talking about, well, the earth is flat. Well, if the earth is flat, where the edge is at? How come ain't nobody never showed you an edge? How come ain't nobody ever said, look, this is as far as it's gonna go? And nobody ever show you the edge, but the earth is flat. If it's flat, how come you don't run off? Think about that for a minute. If the earth is flat, gotta be an edge somewhere. North, south, east, or west. Gotta be an edge. How come they can't never show you the edge? How come they can't never show you the edge? This is as far as you can go. How come they can't never show you that? But they want you to believe the earth is flat. But they can't never show you the edge. And a lot of y'all fall for that flim flam. If it's flat, that means it's just like this right here. So there's an edge. So eventually you're gonna run off. If it's flat, you're gonna run off. How come you can't never run off? If it's flat. Why is that? People ain't thinking about stuff like that. But yet you one of these flat earthers. Well, how come you can't show me where the edges are? Do that to me, flat earth. Show me where the edges are. Say, this is as far as you can go. If it's flat, but if it ain't flat, it's gonna keep going around and round and round. You don't see no flat bubbles, do you? you ever seen a flat bubble? No, you ain't never seen no flat bubble. You ain't never seen a flat bubble. But they want you to believe the earth is flat. Okay? Get out of the conspiracy, man. That's some stuff I don't want to know. some stuff I don't want to know. Let me leave. Let me have my peace of mind. Shit, I know too much, man. You can know too much and drive you insane. It drive you crazy. I don't want to know. I'm not interested. Let me just deal with this shit I'm dealing with, trying to survive off this. Let me just deal with this. Some stuff I don't want to know. I'm serious. Some shit I don't even know. No, man, keep that to yourself. I ain't interested in that. I don't want to know that. That's just too much. Okay, that's too much. Cause then you really start thinking and putting, no, let me just stay in this little thing. Let me stay right here. I'm good. I'm good. But man, get out of this madness, man. Get away from this madness. Start treating people. See, if you don't put no positive energy into the atmosphere, what you think you're gonna get back? And that's the problem. Everybody's afraid to put some positive energy into the atmosphere. They'll jump on something negative in a heartbeat. What you think you're gonna get back? If all you putting is negative energy into the atmosphere, what you think you're gonna get back? And this shit is coming back. Man, look, here we are. This is April the 8th. Man, ooh, a year ago was today was that eclipse. My daughter, and my grandson, we drove up to where LeBron is from, Ohio, whatever that little town is. He's from Akron, Ohio. Is where we went to see. Well. See, because because a lot of the people, Tanya, that are in power are pedophiles. They like children. A lot of these judges and police officers and the ones that are making the rules, man, they like children. I can't see how an adult can get off of exploiting children, somebody innocent. How you gonna steal a child's innocence and live with yourself? How can you exploit a child and live with yourself? I mean, this is just, it don't make sense. It just don't make sense. And see, those are the insecure people that if you put them around adults, they don't know how to function. But they'll take advantage of innocence because young people just don't know. And see, a lot of these kids think they grown and got everything and know everything and not realizing they being manipulated. See, that's just a whole, and that's been going on, man. This has been going on for a long time. For a long time. Our priorities are wrong, all twisted. Our priorities are wrong. And if we don't change this, if America doesn't adopt some kind of moral compass, man, we doomed as a nation. We doomed. And if you ain't got money to go where you want, when you want, and not have to worry about how your bills gonna be paid, you caught up in this shit. See, America could collapse tomorrow. You know what the rich gonna do? Get on their plane and go somewhere else. Because they got the money and they ain't got to worry about how their bills gonna be paid. But you got some folk don't even have a passport. What you think gonna happen to them? See, and that's what a lot of y'all need to be trying to do now, man, is get your passport. See, a lot of y'all, I got 11 people up in here. I bet you 2 or 3 of y'all up in here don't even have a passport. Don't even have a passport because you ain't seen no need to have one. And that's what you need to be trying to get, man. Get you a passport so when it's time that you can, at least you can go, you can get out. If you ain't got no passport, your ass is stuck, buddy. You stuck. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to have to deal with this shit. And you can't cry and be upset because your lazy ass was too lazy to sit down and get you a passport. Get your passport, man. So when the shit hit the fan, you can at least get in line. You got a lot of folk ain't gonna even be able to get in line because they ain't got no passport. I remember back 35 years ago, you could travel internationally on your ID, on your license. Not no more. There are many times, I 3 or 4 times I took my kids to Jamaica, and the only thing I had was my driver's license. I didn't even have a passport. I took them on my driver's license. You can't do that no more. You can't use your license to travel internationally now. You need a passport. And a lot of y'all you gonna miss the train. Gonna miss the train. Because you're too, I can't afford it. But you can afford everything else you're doing. All that other dumb shit you're doing, you can afford that. But you can't set them no money aside to get you no passport that'll give you access to the rest of the world. And then you're going to have the nerve to be crying and upset because you stuck and you can't go nowhere. I don't want to hear that. I ain't interested in that. So come on, y'all. You see the handwriting on the wall, man. This America that's being created now is not for broke people. It ain't for broke folk. Anytime they're gonna tell you that they will give citizenship to anybody that can put up $5 million? Really? They give them citizenship? All they got to do is put up some money? That'll tell you right there, America ain't the same, man. America is not the same. Don't get caught. Okay? So start look well, true conductor, what am I supposed to do? Look at what you're good at. Man, look at Tanya. Man, this girl good at cleaning. She good at cleaning. There's a lot of lazy folk out here, man, that, they'll pay you to do what they just too lazy to do. And that's what you don't realize. You got so many, because, man, when you get in that grind, when you get just some things, you don't wanna break your focus. Because you in that grind. And anybody that can come along and help you where you don't have to break your focus, like shop for you, clean up for you, run errands for you. See, there are a lot of things, man, that people gonna need, and you good at it, but you never thought about making this a business. You never thought about, man, how can I sell this service? Because now you're gonna have to sell you. See, you're gonna have to, this is your creativity. And see, the thing about ideas, you don't know when they gonna pop. That's the thing about ideas. Some of them pop just like that, and some of them take years before they finally take off. I mean, I've been at this sign now going on 5 years. And it's just now that people are coming. Man, every day, I can get behind that. I can support that. But when I first started this thing, man, shoot, people, what's the true conductor? Who is that? But you can't, and see, and that's another thing. If you get an idea and you believe in that idea, man, discouragement and self-doubt and all that other stuff, man, you got to put that stuff aside. You got to take the bitter with the sweet when you believe in your idea. Okay? When you believe in your idea, take the bitter with the sweet. Don't give up. Don't give in. Don't be discouraged. And you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And you got to be able to balance the both. Okay? You got to be able to balance the both. Man, I hate this. People get right outside my fucking door and be talking like, why outside my door? Boy, I can't wait to get up out of here. I'm getting close. But anyway, let me go, man. See y'all.